What's going on, everyone? I'm Nabil from Boosted Lacess, and this is a performance review of these Nike Zoom Freak 3s. This particular Zoom Freak 3 is the Nike ID, aka Nike by You, aka Nike's customization.
And I'm Kevin, aka Long Little Feet, big nose, happy mouth, long forehead, little structure, big knuckles, small hands. That's all I got, Snoop.
For those that don't know, the Nike by You feature on Nike's website gives customers the ability to customize certain colors and elements of existing shoes on the website. Currently, there's only a handful of basketball shoes, and one of them being the Nike Freak 3. This particular colorway, I took inspiration from the Kobe line, specifically the Nike Kobe 6 Christmas colorway, which is later dubbed the Grinch colorway for obvious reasons. Personally, I think it came out really good. And this is actually my second pair. The first one, I did a green swoosh, which I didn't really like too much. So I've ordered another pair. Nike also has a really good return system, by the way, for those that don't know. They give you the opportunity to test out the shoes and send them back within a certain period of time, depending on where you are around the world, free of charge, and a very easy, hassle-free return policy. With that being said, let's get straight into the performance review, and we'll start off with the traction. The traction on the Zoom Freak 3s is a circular pattern all the way through, and it's slightly separated in the middle with a bit of a dip. And also there's a channel at the front in the high wear area, which I believe enables the Zoom Freak 3 to minimize dust pickup or dust being trapped in this high wear area. The circular pattern does seem to be more concentrated in this pivot area, enabling those shifty guards to be able to get good solid traction all the way through, and it does come up quite a bit also on this side. I believe the traction held up really well, especially on dusty courts. I found myself not even thinking about the shoe. I didn't have to wipe, and that's always a positive. Moving on to the cushion. Most of the lower end signature shoes tend to have a similar setup. There'll be a very basic foam and very simple air units. So in this particular model, it's not too different. There is almost like a softer type phylon all the way through, or a cushlon, I'm not too sure. And the two zoom pods in the forefoot, which, to be honest, I couldn't feel them. I did, however, on some really hard lateral movements, feel a little bit unstable. So do look out for that. And I've had a similar setup with these two separated zoom pods on a couple of other shoes, namely the LeBron 17, I think, and the Nike BB NXT, which had a very similar setup to these. And those ones in particular were very unstable underfoot, especially in the forefoot for me. But this one, I didn't find it to be as bad, but it is something to look out for. However, the cushion overall was very comfortable. I do find that the majority of the aspects of this shoe are on the comfort side. I didn't find too much bounce, and as I mentioned, the forefoot section in particular, I didn't feel any of the zoom units, so that is quite disappointing. The upper is mainly constructed of this thin mesh layer and a neoprene inner booty with some nice padded overlays and a little bit of fuse around the high wear areas. There's nothing really premium about the materials, but they worked really well and they felt really good on foot. It also featured this strap, which, to be honest, I didn't find it to be very functional. It does look aesthetically quite nice, but the midfoot section was quite stiff. It didn't feel like it would stretch out too much with these materials. I didn't really find a use for that, but maybe that's just my foot. The construction of the tongue is semi-detached and it's only slightly padded, but it does the job. It's actually quite nice. Cushioning on the heel was adequate. Wasn't too thick, wasn't too thin, didn't feel too bulky, but it did the job quite well. Materials of the upper, I found them to be quite light and very breathable. The insole is a standard Nike insole, but the step-in comfort of the shoe was quite nice. I found it didn't need any break-in time, which is always a bonus for me. I don't have time to break in a shoe.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
The fit of the shoe was quite narrow, and I found the heel area in particular felt a little bit unstable, as there's not much footprint at the back. However, the forefoot made up for it, and I found it to be quite adequate and quite wide with a slight outrigger. And overall, the fit of the shoe was perfect for my foot type. I have a slightly wider forefoot, however, it's quite narrow elsewhere. So it fit me quite well, but do look out for that. If you do have a narrow foot, there might be a little bit of room, so you might need to go half a size down. And if you can, try them in store. And lastly, aesthetics. I do like this colorway, but I am a little bit biased. However, the Nike Freak line in particular hasn't really been a shoe that I've really liked in the past, nor do I own any others other than this one now. And I do believe for the price range, there are other better performing sneakers. To sum up, the Nike Freak 3 is a very comfortable ride, and it has a really good feature, which is the traction. So if you're looking for a nice, comfortable, grippy shoe, this may be the sneaker for you. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any comments or questions, if there's anything that I've missed, if you think I've got it completely wrong, leave me a comment in the section below and I'll try my best to address it. And with all that being said, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.